Anthony Lionheart Smith, 38-21, versus Zhang Ming Yang, 18-6. I pretty much nicknamed him the Bull because he just comes up there just ready to take somebody's head off and will be willing to try to knock it out. Pretty sure this is Anthony Smith's last fight on his contract and maybe see him ride off into the distance. And that's how I'm going to ride this one, Lee. I'm going to, here's my thought here. I think Zhang Ming, Anthony Smith is really, yes, he has been finished a lot too, but he can take a beating still. I know he's 36, but we've seen him weather the storm a good couple times throughout his 38-21 career and ends up winning in the second, third round. We've seen that, but we've also seen the, well, how would you even say it? Dramatic Anthony Smith TKO. Gets knocked down, looks hurt, falls down, takes about 17 more, tries to get out, keeps going, and TKO'd how many times in his career also.
Mm-hmm.
So it's either going to be the typical Anthony Smith dramatic get TKO'd to ride off the distance, but I'm hoping he gets the win, Lee, and I'm just going to support him. I'll support Zhang Ming Yang some other time if he gets this dub, but I'm just supporting Anthony Smith Lionheart. Love for the UFC, love him fighting. He's got my back. I'm not going to say anything otherwise.
I agree with you on that. As a longtime UFC fan, for certain, we'd love to see Anthony Smith get a victory here. However, my question is, because it can't be the UFC. I'm pretty sure he's in good standings with the UFC, but does he hate himself? Does his manager not like him, man? To book with Zhang, like Zhang made Ozzy Diaz look like Ozzy Diaz didn't even know how to throw a punch.
Yeah,
And we just watched
which is
Ozzy
way
Diaz
crazy.
get a great decision victory over an up and coming prospect that came off the Dana White Contender Series. So he made Ozzy Diaz look so bad that I didn't want to bet on Ozzy Diaz ever again. So he is a man that
Damn.
when that guy walked into the cage, like and I think what it was Macau, UFC Macau that he was competed at last. That guy is a massive dude. Like I'm maybe 155, 100. I think like one of his legs is like one of me, bro. Like that guy is a huge, and he's what, over
Yeah.
6 feet tall. He kicks like a Mack truck. He can put your lights out. I want to see Anthony Smith win this, but damn, this is really one of those matchups where like man, he's got knocked out hard enough by like Reyes and everybody else. Like,
Yeah.
why, Anthony? Why, man? This guy Zhang is a killer, and maybe Smith's got it in him. Maybe brings the fight one there, but I just don't see this. I see this going bad for him quick.
But if he can weather the storm, what all three of his fights, last three fights, what the last one? What come? Road to the UFC, round one. Ribeiro, round one. Ozzy Diaz, round one. So what happens when it goes over 1.5? If
Yeah,
somehow Anthony Smith can survive.
yeah. We
That's the
we
only
and we
thing.
have
And
no.
before that, so dude, he's never made it out of round one since what the fuck? 2020, 2019, 2018. I don't what, dude. All right, Anthony. Oh shit. So he hasn't made it out of round one since 2018.
Yeah, it'll. Here's hoping that Anthony Smith comes in with a great game plan to wrestle early, get those arms tired, get those arms working in other places, and then ultimately uses the amount of fights that he's had in his illustrious career to craft out a victory over the next a couple of rounds. Because we don't know if that power from Zhang dies off in round two or round three because we have no evidence from it.
Right.
But
It's gonna
hopefully
happen
we
at
can,
some point. It's just calling
yeah,
when it does.
hopefully we can get there to see what the result is.
And how many times have we seen a vet just make it in the past year, really, too? Take a young gun, be like, hey, there's different level to this in here.
Yeah. Yeah. Randy Barcelona's and Peyton Talbot. It's the prime example, man. Freaking 9-1 odds. Guy's 10-0, and he just gets ragdolled, out wrestled, and out positioned.
Facts. Before we get to this main event breakdown, want to give a shout out to TKO Roofing here in the Cleveland area in Ohio. It's owned by Cody Wilson. He is the 145-pound champ in Cage Thunder. as we speak. Don't let your roof be the underdog. Call Cody in his business and get it fixed. Hell yeah. Now we have this banger here, y'all. Get some. Ian Mikado Garry, 15-1. It's Carlos Prates, 21-6, Lee. I can't. Everybody better fight next Saturday. We better not have some bullshit. This is a really
Yeah,
hard main event. This literally, yeah, this could have been on damn pay-per-view, bud. Sorry. They could have pay-per-viewed this, headline this with Protest
absolutely.
Fire, like easily. And we're getting to the UFC fight night in Kansas City. Lucky dogs. Lucky dogs. Why couldn't they came over by Ohio, Bob?
Yeah.
I would have drove a little bit. I ain't going all the way to freaking St. Louis or Missouri. If I'm right. Yeah, Kansas City, Missouri. Yep. I hope I'm right. If not, whatever. Holy. I'm going Ian Mikado Garry by decision. Wait,
Yeah.
no. No, I'm actually my long shot. Here we go. Ian Mikado Garry by sub, bro.
Ooh.
I think that's what I'm
Hey,
going with on this one.
I mean, he did
Ian
have
Mikado Garry is
Shavkat's
smart
back.
enough to make it and force this fight through the first 3 rounds to make it go the distance. We saw it against Shavkat, which is one of the most fiercest strikers in UFC history at the moment. Scary dude. And he went 5 rounds with him on short notice. I mean, this is quick turnaround again, but what's Carlos Prates going to bring? I understand he's a killer. That Shavkat already doesn't show Garry, and he doesn't have to worry about the takedowns like at all. What's your thought?
Um, it's yeah, logic would dictate everything that you said there. That makes perfect sense. However, for me, I have to go to the other side. I think Carlos Prates is going to find a path to victory that we can't put tangibly on a statistic, which has essentially been his whole UFC career. I mean, against was it Jeff Neal or Neil Magny? Man, he just the way he hit them and the way Magny fell, it was just what is on the other side of this guy? Like, what are they feeling with Prates? And of course, Ian Machado Gary's been put up to that test time and time again
Facts.
with people that would describe fighters like that. But those fighting nerds, man, there's some sort of invincibility aura on them. We talked about this last week, and I think it's going to be considerably close. I think Ian Gary is going to get hurt. I can't say definitively that he's going to lose this particular matchup, but I can say definitively there's going to be a time in a fight where Prates ultimately finds a way to damage him, probably more than he's been damaged. Just Prates hand control, like the way, like when you watch when he fought Charles Radke, just the way that he's holding his hands, making sure he
Yep.
has the distance, and then firing that knee. Everything the guy throws is with damage and with intent, and I just think that the aura that he has around him, what he's thinking inside his head right now is just the true testament of a fighter. And it's definitely, I think it's going to be Ian Gary's toughest run, probably more so than Shavkat. And I think the reason for that is going to be like, he probably expected a tough fight from Shavkat. I don't think Ian Gary himself in his mind is expecting a tough fight from Prates, but he's going to get it.
Crazy.
And
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see how, and obviously he has shown that he can adapt to react, but I think he's underestimating Prates, and I think it's worth putting a little bit of money on Prates.
Here's me. I want Protest to lose and fight MVP. So I want that matchup. We ain't gonna get that matchup if he sleeps Gary, damn it. Oh,
Yeah.
I really want that matchup. But you're 100% right. I mean, over the years, I know Magny's slowed down, but he's always been very hard to hit. He's very his footwork's great usually. He's slowed down a lot in the last 2, 3 years. So it's really hard saying for the casuals out there that watch Magny just get his ass whipped for the past 2 years. Because he's took some tough losses. But the way that Protest did find him was amazing with his
Yeah.
hands, like you said.
Yeah,
So
the shot wasn't even clean, man. It was like
right.
sort of partially blocked by the guard and right over up the top. Like part of the hand got in on his temple and he just sort of lost the balance. So if he's and then we've seen in his knees where he's just able to sit Chuck Buffalo down with a body shot, which nobody in Chuck Buffalo's career has ever been to doing that. So his weapons are certainly deadly.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm going Garry here though. Is what it is. I can't believe I'm gonna fucking bet against 19-0 fighting nerds. 18-0. Like that gym is out of control. But I don't know. I feel like Ian Mikado Gary's just smart enough to be able to force this into the fourth and fifth. And he will fucking run. He don't care. He'll run away. Like
Yeah.
he won't
Yeah,
even
all the
engage.
statistics and
So
all the tape and everything do favor Garry. Like every logical sense in every bet would say to place it on Garry, especially by decision with everything we get. And the Shavkat fight being the most prominent example of that. However, man, these fighting nerds, Prates, his ability to
yeah,
finish,
dude.
and everybody underestimates them. And it's like I want to know, like I want to know what they feel across from him in there, like what they're feeling, how they can, before stepping in, sort of have an idea what they're facing, and then you always see it with Prates fights. That idea changes. So, what's that look like with being matched up with Ian Garry?
Right. Well, that's about it. Hell of a main event on our week back after Easter weekend. UFC is going to be in Kansas City this Saturday. And with amazing names like Mikado, Garry, and Protest, you all are not going to want to miss it. See y'all next week.